What is up, my viewers? Spang here, and it is time for some Tier 7 American heavy tank action. The map is Stalingrad, at least I'm pretty sure. Yes, of course it is. Why would it be anything else? And my tank, the T29, is top tier. Although, you look at the match, pretty much everything's top tier. That's one thing unique about this game, is the fact that both teams pretty evenly matched in a lot of Tier 7. It is almost exclusively a Tier 7 matchup, with the exception of a couple tanks at the bottom. For our team, that happens to be, unfortunately, the Cromwell and the Leopard, and the enemy team gets a Chaffee, but their M12 and our Lorraine 155-50 definitely going to have a little bit of a rough time, but if they know where to post up, they should still be able to get off some damage, even with it being Stalingrad. It's not as bad as, say, Himmelsdorf, which, yeah, even then, some good arty players, experienced arty players, know where to go to get some shots off. Now, our team, apparently our IS-2, calling for a west push and saying, don't stop. I'm saying, screw that, I'm Spang. I do what I want. I'm driving the impenetrable, well, not so much, but it's a very tough brawler, a good tank, even when it is bottom tier. The T29, I love this vehicle. If you can't tell by the camo, I think I even have a inscription on it. Do I? No, I do not at the time of this video. I do now. I put lead magnet on the side of my turret just because so many people love to shoot it. And yeah, they hit the hatch from time to time and they will penetrate it, but I mean, it's no worse than the T34 or the T30, which Tier 8 and Tier 9 vehicles, I mean, come on. Right here, being a little bit cautious, my T29 ally driving out behind me, I'm going to say, well, I'm going to try side scraping a little bit, and hopefully I can get some damage off right there. Tiger P driving nice in front of me. I get right back into cover before he can manage to get a shot off on me. He will out DPM me, but I will win in a shot for shot. And again, looks like he was going to drive out in front, but then thought better of it, gets a shot off. Right now, I want to get a shot off on this T29, but not while his gun is pointed at me. Again, a little late on the draw, spotted, but not too concerned about it. Our team, despite being told to do a West 1-2 push, pretty spread out, and not sure what just happened right there. I think that was an error with the replay. I clearly was shooting at something, but nothing was lit up on the map. And for those of you who might be quick to call hacks, I don't use any, man. I use straight up nothing but, you know, legal mods. I don't know what was going on with her, but we all know replays can be a little bit finicky from time to time, and let's be honest, I don't need hacks to beat anyone. Most players I am far more experienced and skilled than. It just so happens I have my moments. Everyone has their moments, and see, this is all it comes down to in good tank play. Being aware of your surroundings, knowing whose guns are pointed at you at what time, and trying to take as little shots as possible while getting off as many shots for damage as you can. It all comes out to how you trade. And if you keep trading well, I mean, and just have that awareness of what the enemy tanks are doing. See, right there, not sure what happened with that. Not sure if that was a replay thing, or if my round ghost shelled, or if it just flew over his tank. I don't know what was going on there. But regardless, the enemy team doing a pretty good job of taking it to our team. And right here, I said, screw it, I've got plenty of hit points left. I'll get this Tiger 1's attention and hopefully kill him before he can shoot me again. Not going to happen, however. And there will be kill number 1 for me. The enemy team winning, but only slightly, about a 1 tank lead and 2,000 hit points up on us. And right now, my biggest concern is the fact that they might capture our base. So I'm just looking to my left, making sure there's nothing over on that side of the field that's going to pose an immediate threat to me, which I deem there isn't. Immediately try to work my way around, flank this Tiger P, and see if I can start turning this around a bit more than our team already has. Sure, we have the tank advantage, but we are still losing in terms of hit points. Our team seeming like they're going to do okay, but I want to try and save this Tiger P before he actually loses. Or if I can't at least save him, I will try to avenge him. Our artillery actually getting a kill on the T25 AT. So our artillery in Alpha 9 lobbing around towards our base. I'm aware of the threat, but I also see the fact that the Cromwell and the other Tier 7 mediums are heading back there. So a little bit confident in my team. At least I'm going to take a chance on them and see if they can perform. And at the same time, I am looking at the enemy forces directly in front of me, and I'm like, nope. Want to get hull down, want to get behind this rebel pile and fight them as advantageously as I can. and if they can shoot my armor, I want to angle it any way I can. Right now, I recognize I am slightly exposed to that T25/2, but at the same time, I am not going to focus on him because the threats in front of me are vastly more pressing. This T29 full health, unfortunately for me, very good for him, and the Tiger 1 looking like they're going to push on me, but will get engaged a little bit by my ally T43. Definitely happy he's there. I'm going to get a free shot off on this Tiger, who will shoot nothing but dirt, and the T29 and the enemy Tiger definitely pressing to try and save their hit points as much as they can. I don't know if they have any sort of XVM installed where they can see my stats, or if they're just playing overly cautious. Honestly, I think they both should have pushed me, and it would have worked out more or less in their benefit. The Tiger 1 thinking he's going to be clever and flank around, but if he takes too long, his ally is going to be dead long before he can actually get there to save him and take me out. I am aware of the threat pressing against me. This enemy T29, fortunately, his frontal armor angled enough to where I ricochet, and right now I know I have to push on him. Thankfully, he bounced off of me too, and I need to take the shot, and just in the nick of time, my ally IS comes up so we can just 1-2 double tap him and remove him as a factor. The enemy Tiger looking to actually get a shot off into me. He might. Unfortunately, my round hitting nothing but the dead T29's barrel, and I get shot, and right now, I'm in a bad position, but if I manage to shoot him and do my average damage, which I don't, I low roll, unfortunately, I would have killed him. But he just shot again, and he will be reload before I am. I hug that dead husk of his ally best I can to keep my softer armor a bit protected and angled better, and I do manage to get kill number 3. So that's over 3,200 hit points if you haven't been keeping track, just to let you know. 3,200, quite a bit. Hell, that's respectable for a tier 10 to get. Granted, it's not the most impressive of damage for a tier 10 to get, but it is still respectable. And as a tier 7, well, now that's quite enjoyable. The T43 barely leaving me alive, 18 hit points, and the T34-1 saying, "Win this!" Okay, I mean, I play every game to win. It's not like I intentionally throw matches, but this T43, I know he's driving around being a little cheeky. We are both unspotted for each other, so I'm going to try and get the flank on him, catch him a bit off guard. And at this point in time, I don't really know where he's gone, but I will spot him right there, and he is exposed, and he knows he's dead. So kill number 4 for us, and my team is going to capture the enemy base long before they'll have a chance to capture ours, and the IS even with the reset, so solidifying our victory. Unfortunately, I wish the T43 actually would have gotten off the cap and given us a chance to eliminate them, although right there I was spotted. So would I have survived and maybe even gotten 2 more kills, or at least 1 more kill if the T43 had gotten off cap? Possibly, but with a match that close, honestly, I don't fault him for capturing. That was a good call, and overall, me and my IS ally tying for kills, but I know I got high caliber, just barely though. That last shot I took managed to put me over, and I'm sorry, it wasn't the last shot. I think the shot I put into the T34 before his kill shot was the one that put me over, but still, just under 3,700 points of damage. And let's get to those post-game stats and see exactly how that match did end up performing. As expected, high caliber for my vehicle, and Mastery Badge Ace Tank or something a little less expected, but with 37 hit points of damage done in a tier 7 match, and also 4 kills, it's welcome. Honestly though, I would have put that at Mastery Badge First Class. There's a lot of people who drive the T29, a lot of people who enjoy it, and a lot of people who do well in it, because it is a, as the wargaming developers put it, a quote-unquote comfortable tank to drive. The closest competitor to me for damage was that that ally of mine. Both the same number of kills, but almost 800, about 800 more damage done on my part. The enemy team, the AT7 and the IS on our cap, actually being the MVPs in both damage and not necessarily in kills, but certainly pulling their own weight and doing their part to help their team try and win. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, and we ended up pulling it out in the end. So very happy with that performance. Let's go to see exactly how well I did in armor. So 720 block. I mean, when you're left alive with 18 hit points, any ricochet saves your bacon in that point. And I mean, in this match, I actually did manage to bounce 2 shots. It says I bounced 2 shots, but that looks like more than 2 shots worth of bounce damage. 6 penetrations though, 8 shots taken, and 17 shots fired. So 15 of those were hits, 14 were penetrations, had that 1 ricochet on the T29, unfortunately, but it really was of no consequence in the end, considering the IS ally came up and we double tapped him before he was able to get another shot off on me. And so I didn't really suffer any damage for that. Overall, however, this was a ×3 victory, so just under 6,000 experience earned. Now that was converted to crew XP because I don't usually convert, you know, the accumulated premium XP into free XP, you know, when you have a vehicle eliteed or whatever it's actually called. I forget what it's called. But when you have everything on a vehicle researched and you have the option to convert that, I don't usually do that unless I have recently earned a significant amount of gold from a tournament or some sort of clan event. Only then do I start actively accumulating it. But typically not on vehicles like the T29. I'll typically do it on premium vehicles like my the AMX CDC I have, or T34, something that earns a bit more experience per match. But anyway, I've rambled on plenty about that. In fact, too much, I would say. Got Fire for Effect Fighter, which Duelist, and Hand of God. So that's always a fun one to get, is when you know you got shot up a bit and you're like, oh, Hand of God, I lived despite being, you know, beaten to a bloody pulp by several vehicles, getting gangbanged a little, as it were. But still, a very good match for me, and another good match for me to get back into practice. Hopefully I can get good enough to where I feel comfortable hitting up your guys' replays by the time I run out of my own. We shall see how exactly my performance pans out. But until next time, remember, if you like this video, click that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. And if you got a replay, check the description below for instructions on how to submit. And if you got suggestions on how I can make my videos or channel better, comments or personal message is, well, appreciated. And until next time, this is Spang, and, well, I'm just keeping it oh so professional.
MLG.